60 level once again. Moving on to what's going on with the euro today. We're looking at a day low as we speak. The dollar's looking pretty strong against the euro. Euro shifting down by about 0.8%. 145.67 is where we stand. I'm skipping not literally but figuratively very quickly onto the yen, because we're looking at 89.51 at this stage, and some comments coming out from the Japanese finance minister as well, saying that the yen rise, the recent yen rise, is a temporary phenomenon. It's desirable that movements in the forex rate should be fairly stable, and that he's never said that he was backing these recent changes. Let's get straight to Darius Kowalczyk for some comments here, Chief Investment Strategist at SJ Markets, and he joins us from our Hong Kong studio for more. Darius, I know that you've seen, very briefly at least, these comments coming out from the Japanese finance minister. Any surprises in there? Anything that you think will have an impact today?
I think that these comments are a profoundly different statement from what Fuji has been saying so far, because it's the first time that he seems to express unhappiness with the strength of the yen, unlike the benign neglect he had presented until the statement. So I believe that the market will now push the yen weaker versus most other majors, and we'll see how high dollar yen will go. It's quite possible that we will recover the 90 handle later this day, if not a little bit further down this week. But in the short term, I think that the trend remains downwards, and I expect dollar yen to bottom around 87 within the next few weeks before recovering to 93 by the end of the year.
So, Darius, this is Chloe in Singapore. So what you're saying is the strength that we're seeing in the Japanese yen is mainly due to the LIBOR rate that's positive for the yen, and also the half-year-end tax-free repatriation. So this is really a temporary phase?
Exactly. There is a lot of repatriation of funds by exporters. Also, markets thought that just after G20, no country will do anything unilateral. And finally, it seemed that Fuji is actually supportive of the yen's strength. Lack of his further support now undermines some of the firmness of the Japanese currency, but in the short run, it has to strengthen, because the new policy of the government is to grow through domestic demand and not through export. So this will put downward pressure on the dollar.
Okay, Darius, very quickly before we let you go, we're running out of time, but any other big items on the agenda which you think will be crucial to watch for us this week?
Obviously, the U.S. payrolls report will be very important, and I think it will show some further improvement in terms of how the pace of payrolls destruction is proceeding. So I'd expect that this will weigh on the greenback as the carry trade will continue.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time today. Darius Kowalczyk, Chief Investment Strategist, SJ Markets. Always great to have you on the show. And still much more to come. Another Chinese play for an Australian company, but this one could very well succeed. We'll bring you a first on CNBC interview with new